Hello everyone, welcome to Engineered. This is the third part of the objectives of stones. Let's discuss from question number 101. In arches, stratified stones are placed so that their planes are what? Their planes are radial, right? If you see here in stone arches, stones are placed with their natural beds radial, right? Next, so radial means in this direction, right? So if you see here, they are placed in this, planes are in this direction. Jumper is a tool for quarrying of stones, right? So if you see here, various uh, instruments used in quarrying are the jumper or boring bar, scraping spoon, priming needle, and the tamping bar. So answer is jumper is a tool for quarrying, right? So answer is quarrying of stones. The fractured surface of stone generally indicates it what? Its texture, right? If you see here, fracture of rock helps to determine its texture. If a lasting explosive like gunpowder is to be destroyed, it must be thrown into water. The answer is thrown into water. So on Mohs scale, a scratch with the aid of fingernail indicates hardness of what? 2. If you see here, hardness is determined with the aid of Mohs scale of hardness, and a scratch with the aid of fingernail indicates hardness of 2, and hard siliceous rock which cannot be scratched by a knife represents 7. So answer is 2, and that cannot be scratched by knife as we discussed earlier here, right? It will be 7. The answer for the next question is 7. The color of mineral in its powdered form is, it is streak. Streak is the color of the mineral in powder form, right? A natural material of construction obtained from rocks by any suitable method is called, this is stone, right? We see here, stone is a natural material of construction. It is obtained from what? Quarries. Marble contains what? Lime and silica, right? The appearance of mineral in reflected light is known as what? Luster. Luster is a sign on the surface of the mineral and its appearance on the reflected light, right? The compressive strength of a stone is found by what? Crossing test. Which of the flowing can float on water? So which of the flowing is can float in water? That is, pumice is the lightweight stone, right? And it is also used for lightweight concrete as well, right? The answer is pumice. Gypsum is a chemically precipitated sedimentary rock, right? It is a chemical deposit kind of sedimentary rock, and some of the examples are of gypsum, anhydrite, magnesite, dolomite, and lime. The stone suitable for rubble masonry should be hard, right? It should be hard. The important test to be conducted on a stone used in docks and harbors is this weight test. Weight test should be done because there should be heavier stones, right? Which of the flowing stone is best suited for construction of piers and abutments of a railway bridge? That is granite, right? Obviously, we see in the granite piers and abutments, so it is used in important construction like piers and abutments of bridges. Crosscut saw is used for crosscut saw is used for cutting hard stone, right? So it is used to cut hard stones. Sandstone consists of quartz, lime, and silica, right? Option number C. If you see here, sandstone consists of quartz or sand cemented together with lime, magnesia, alumina, iron, or oxide of iron, or mixture of all, right? So answer would be quartz, lime, and silica, right? And the answer is given in Archestrata also and Khurmi also. The answer is given as C. The Smith test of stone is performed to find out what? The presence of soluble material. Stones having toughness index below 13 are treated as not tough stones. Between 13 and 19 are treated as moderately tough. More than 19 are said to be of highly tough, and all of the above. The answer is all of the above, right? If you see here the toughness index, the same is given 30, not tough, 13 and 19 moderately tough, and x6 19, then it should be highly tough. So okay, from this onward, we are starting questions from above. Question number 121, the probability of stones as a building material is decreased due to RCC and steel structure which have more strength, durability, suitability to multi-story building. All of them are correct. So everything is correct, right? So our answer will be all of these are correct. Pick up the correct statement from the following. The distinct plane of division in stones along which stone can be easily split is known as natural wear of the stone. So this is correct, right? The natural bed of stone indicates the plane. This is plane, plane, plane. in which the sedimentary stone was initially deposited. The natural bed of stone lies along the planes of stratification in sedimentary rock. All of these are correct. So if you see here, the distinct plane of division is natural bed, right? And on the sedimentary rock, that the bed is in which way it was deposited. That is the bed, right? So everything is correct in that particular question. So all of them are correct. The maximum strength to stones is obtained by placing the applied load perpendicular to the direction of natural bed, right? So this is the form 90 degree. So the natural bed of stones would be at right angle to the pressure, so as to get the maximum strength to resist crossing, right? And if you see in the arches, the bedding plane should be radial, and for the string courses and cornices, it should be vertical, and for the walls, it should be horizontal. Pick up the correct statement from the following. So the same thing is given: stone arches radial, and then cornices vertical, and walls and stones walls, that is horizontal. So all of them are correct. So answer will be all of these are correct, right? If you can read here. Also you can read here. Pick up the correct. So the answer is all of these are correct. Pick up the correct statement from the following. The acid test is done with a solution of hydrochloric acid 1% strength on sandstone to detect the presence of calcium carbonate. Attrition test is carried out to find the rate of wear of stones to be used in road construction. An attrition test of stone is carried out in Devil's attrition machine, which contains 2 cylinders of diameter 20 cm and length 34 cm. So everything here is correct. So for the hydrochloric acid, it will be 1% strength, right? To detect the presence of calcium carbonate, and it is usually carried out on sandstone, not carried out in limestone. For the attrition test, it is used to find the rate of wear. Any table attrition test is used, and diameter is 20 cm and length is 34 cm. You can pause and read the whole slide. So answer is all of these are correct. To test the compressive strength, crossing strength of stone, which one of the following steps are involved? The sample of stone should be 3 cubes of side 40 mm. All the 3 cubes are placed in water for about 72 hours prior to test. The load-bearing surface of the cube covered in with plaster of Paris or 5 mm thick plywood is placed in a crossing test machine to receive the applied load. Finally, the rate of loading the crossing machine is kept 140 kg per centimeter square per minute. All of these are correct. If you see here, the size are 40 by 40 by 40, right? And the change here is, here it is said that these are placed in water for 72 hours. But there, here it is said that 24 hours, right? Also 3, this is also correct. Now 24 hours is given. And next is load bearing surface is then covered with plaster of Paris or 5M. This is also correct, and rate of loading is also correct. But in another book, if you see, you'll get the 72 hours as well. So our answer will be all of these are correct. Compressive strength of stone is found out by the crossing test, obviously, right? With the help of the crossing test, compressive strength of stone is found out. Question number 120, the diameter and height of the test cylinder used for the hardness test and impact test is 25 mm, right? So you can see here 25 and 25. Question number 129, the Smith's test of stone is performed to find out what? The presence of soluble matter, right? So this question you can, I'm not going to discuss this question. You can pause and read this particular slide. Which one of the following qualities of a good yielding structural stone is correct? The first one is correct because it should be greater than 1000 kg per centimeter square, and it should be as durable as well, right? And the stone should be easily carved, molded, and dressed, so it should be easily workable, right? And the coefficient of hardness of stone used in road work should be greater than 17. This is also correct. So our answer will be all of the above, right? So here you can see 1000 kg per centimeter square, durable, and then should be dressed easily. And then 70 should be greater than 17 for stone to be used in road work, right? Which one of the following minerals soil expands at a temperature lower than 600 degrees Celsius? So the answer is the answer is what? The answer is quartz. If you see here, creek quartz suddenly expands at a temperature lower than 600 degrees Celsius, right? The fire resistivity of the limestone is good up to about 800 degrees Celsius. The argillaceous stones is quite well, but it is poor in strength. The sandstone with silicates as binding material is better. All of them are correct. So we see here, limestone resists fire up to about 800 degrees Celsius. and then it splits into CaO and CO2, right? And sandstone with silicate as binding material can resist fire in a better way. The third one is also correct. First one is also correct. For the last one, argillaceous stones are poor in strength, but they can resist fire quite well. So the first one, second one is also correct, right? So our answer will be all of the above. Pick of the correct statement from the following: the stone fresh from a quarry contains quarry sap. This is correct. And then limestone splits into CaO and CO2 as discussed previously. This is also correct. And the stones of decision before using them as structural material for a period of 6 to 12 months. This is also correct. And it should be greater than 2. Specific gravity should be greater than 2.7 per good stone. It is also correct. So our answer will be here, all of the above. You can see here and here. The period of 6 to 12 month is generally used for proper seasoning, right? So this is the answer. Question number 135. Lighter varieties of stones are preferably used for what? Domes and roof coverings. If you see here, for construction of domes and for roof coverings and similar other usages, the lighter varieties have to be used, right? Stones having toughness index below 13 are treated as tough stones. Between 13 and 19 are treated as moderately tough, and more than 19 are highly tough. If you see here, the answer all are correct. Question number 137. The percentage absorption of water of wood stones by weight after 24 hours should not exceed what? 0.60. You can see here in the slide as well. In cold regions, porous stones are not to be used at places subjected to frost, moisture, both neither. So if you see here in the cold places, moisture present in the atmosphere is deposited in pores of stones, right? And at freezing point, the moisture freezes, and in doing so, it expands in volume and causes the splitting of stone. So they are not to be subjected to the frost as well as the moisture. So answer is both A and B. Pick up the correct statement from the following. Soft stones are for carving, light stone for arches, and hard stone, right? So all of these are correct. You can read here. The process of taking out stones under the ground at great depth is called. So most of the people are confused here, and the answer is, I think, given as both A and B. If you see here, difference between a mine and quarry should be noted. So if you see here, process of taking out stones from natural rock bed is known as quarrying, and the term quarrying is used to indicate the exposed surface of natural rocks, right? Stones thus obtained are used for various engineering purposes. But you need to note the difference between quarry and a mine. In case of mine, operations are carried out under the ground at greater depth. So greater depth is mentioned. So here a great depth is mentioned. That means the answer is mining. And in case of quarry, operations are carried out at the ground level in exposed condition. So it is not for the term is not used for the greater depth. The term used for greater depth is mining, right? So I think the answer should be mining, but the answer is given at both A and B in R over. The decision is yours to take the question, right? So next question. In wedging process of acquiring stones, the steps taken are: a line of holes of diameter 12 mm and 10 to 15 cm distance apart are drilled on the rock surface. The flog and feathers are placed in the holes at depth 20 to 25 cm. The blocks are conical steel wedges, whereas feathers are flat steel wedges with upper and slightly curved. So all of these are correct. So if you see here, diameter hole is about 12 mm, right? And their successive distance is 10 to 15 cm. Also, if you see in the depth of the hole is 20 to 25 cm. This is also correct, second number. And for the third number, a flog is a conical steel wedge and a feather is a flat steel wedge with its upper and slightly curved, right? Also, what you need to note is wedging is adopted for rocks which are comparatively soft, such as laterite, marble, limestone, sandstone, etc. The answer is all of these are correct. Question number 142. In the process of blasting rocks, detonators are used. Detonators are copper cylinders whose diameter is 6 mm and length 25 mm. Detonators are closed at one end and has projecting fuse at the other end. Detonators are partly filled with 6 to 9 grains of fulminate of mercury. All of these are correct. Here you can see these are mentioned here. So our answer will be all of these are correct. The process of blasting of rocks, of blasting powder and dynamite, commonly known as gunpowder, is used. And the gunpowder is a mechanical mixture of charcoal, saltpeter and sulfur. The proportion of charcoal, saltpeter and sulfur in gunpowder are 15, 75 and 100. If you see here, blasting powder is also known as gunpowder and it is a mixture of what? Charcoal, saltpeter and sulfur. and the proportion are 15, 75 and 10, right? So the answer is all of these are correct. Question number 144, the quantity of gunpowder required for a rock whose line of least resistance LLR is 1 meter is about. So we see here blasting powder in Newton is, that is line of least resistance in meter square into 1.50, right? It is a thumb rule. So we use this and calculate, you can get 150 gram as a answer, right? But if you check another book, there is given as L square by 8. If you calculate L square by 8, you will get 120 gram. So the answer here is 150 gram. So according to this particular formula, the gunpowder consists of 75% of what? If you see here, 25% of sandy earth saturated with 75% of nitroglycerin. So 75% of nitroglycerin and 25% of what? Sandy earth. That is the last one, right? So the answer is last one. The rate of burning of a wood gunpowder fuse is roughly what? If you see here, rate of burning of wood fuse is about 1 centimeter per second. The answer is option number A. Question number 147, the rocks formed from molten magma are called what? Obviously igneous rock, right? And question number 148, the rocks formed by gas and deposition are called, that is sedimentary or aqueous or stratified rocks. The rocks formed due to alteration of original structure due to heat and excessive pressure are called, they are called metamorphic rock, right? Limestones are generally known as, they are known as aqueous, sedimentary or stratified rocks. If you see here, you can get the answer, right? So answer is all of the above. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you for watching.